Dun 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 dun. This is a TPIM SR Live short report.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is Patrick on site in Hillsborough, Missouri. I'm talking to a
Redneck.
Will you stop it? Let's be politically correct. I'm talking to a military man at a Hardee's off of Highway 21. Well, really, is there such thing as an ex-Marine? Is there such thing as an ex-CIA?
One thing you got.
All right. I asked him a very important question. I'll keep your name out of this. I asked him a very important question. How does he feel about men, young men, not wanting to protect and participate in the protection of our nation? All right, sir. Well, you just go ahead and talk.
Well, when I was in '69, I graduated from high school. I took and joined the service because I wanted to serve my country. And to me, it's got to where people have no respect for the country no more. They don't even have respect for the flag.
Right.
You know, because you have black people that sit there, they walk on the flag, they says they made my ancestors slaves. I said, but you wasn't there. I said, it was your own people who sold you into slavery, and I don't justify it. But when you sit there and turn around and look at it, it was down the south, this stuff, they still haven't changed down south.
Or up north.
So, well, north, actually, I can show you some through wallbuilders.com. They have materials that shows that the blacks were more able to serve up there because they've served in the Senate and a lot of things up there during the
Reconstruction.
oh
yeah, the revolution. The first addicts. The first.
Yeah.
The first.
I think that was yours.
Yeah, the first American to actually die in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
It was. Oh, that's right. Sorry about that.
That's okay. When I was in, they took and thing that I got upset about in '71 or '72.
Year I was born. Great year.
There you go. Yeah, good year. And they was sitting there, and they come up with this thing that if you don't like the military life, that you can get out. It won't be honorable, but won't be dishonorable.
Is that what Clinton participated in? Is that how he got out of the service?
Let's see. That was during Vietnam. That was. It might have been Clinton.
Because you know he didn't serve.
Yeah, because his brother went to Canada just like that, and he put that bill through to where all them guys could come home, only so his brother could get home. And I like the Marines attitude because the Marines sat there and said, I'll tell you what, says, I don't care if you're red, yellow, black, or white. You're a Marine, you're a Marine. If you don't like it, get out. It's like that, you know. But I've got a brother the same way, stuff like that, though. He didn't like the service because of the fact that they didn't do things the way he thought they should do them. And he sit there and got frustrated. He didn't like it. They'd pull into a port and they'd have the yard birds doing the work instead of them, and he'd get mad about it.
When were you there?
I was Vietnam 60. See, I went in 69. I was there 71.
Oh, tardy boy.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
It's at 68.
68.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the ones that laid down the table so I didn't know where to go.
We're the ones that kicked the ass made it easy on you guys when you got there.
Oh, I didn't have to worry about it. I just sit there. We was the guys that dropped us off so we wouldn't get our hands dirty.
I got off the plane fighting.
Your Army?
Yeah.
What was your MOS?
42D20.
And job destination?
Combat medic.
Combat medic.
Them guys, I would have never survived in the Army or Navy or the Army or Marines because my health is like that. They tried to get me to take a medical and I refused it. I said, I come here to sign up for 4 years.
I got drafted out of jail. It's like, you're gone.
You know, you remind me of Don Shipley, your personality, Senior Chief Don Shipley. He has a YouTube channel, Pony Navy SEAL. Can I ask you a quick question, too? I asked this gentleman the same question. You know that we're having an issue with Iran, okay? And I don't know how big you are on social media, but there was a lot of young men all scared about the draft, okay? How do you feel about this perception of young men not wanting to participate in the defense of our nation?
They suck. Who's going to protect us? If we don't take it on, and they don't take it on, like men like we did, they'll run us down like dogs. I've been to 7 different foreign countries, and every one of them, the only thing they understand is a big stick or a big rock.
It's the law of the survival of the fittest, correct?
Well, yeah, not only that, but it's the way of their thinking. You know what I mean? They've been doing this for 3,000 years.
Oh.
Their religion says that unless you are of their religion,
Mhm.
then you die. You know what I mean? Like that, right? It's just sort of simple.
Right. I mean, you don't have to be, because I'm going to translate all of this when I present it.
No, basically,
you know, just be
I
honest is all I ask.
I don't think the millennials got a clue.
Now, do you think that this could lead to a situation to where we get like a charismatic leader that will energize, I mean, the most heinous of us to basically create like another situation to where we can have a Holocaust in this country?
Revelation talks about it.
You know what? If we don't, we're gonna have one. If we don't step up to the plate.
We'll just sit here.
I'll get my food. Come on.
Yeah, please. This is historic. This is historic right here.
Oh, see, in Revelations, it talks about one coming in there. And if you'd remember back in the news media, back when Obama was president, he was trying to make us united with the European, let them control our country, take our guns away and stuff.
Hey, I don't want to be biased, okay? But if you haven't read the news, the UN right now as we speak in New York City, they're actually taking applications for detainment and disarmament people.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you come, the UN is setting this up.
Yeah.
The UN is the most un-American. See, I believe in the republic. I believe in the ideal of the republic. I believe in the rights that building over there, which represents the judicial part of our society, cannot infringe on your individual right to own land, to worship whoever God, if you choose to worship God, or to create a family the way you see fit, not the way that they determine for you.
Yeah.
All right. But
here's the problem with everything that goes down right now. You got a bunch of liberal professors from the late 60s, and that have been for quite a while, teaching our youth that it's not necessary to do anything. Just lay back, go to school for free. Your parents will take care of you. Now, like 70% of the 18 to 31-year-olds are living at home in the basement of their house. And they just think everything, let's just give it all to them.
Now, how can a woman respect that as a man? No, seriously, if you're a man,
no, it's pathetic.
And you're not doing anything, how can a woman respect you? How can your children look up to you as a guiding light of the family?
It's a role reversal right now.
I couldn't wait to
get the women are taking, they want to take it on. You know what I mean?
They do not want to take this on, being a man. They do not want to take what it means to be a real man. They do not.
They ain't got a clue.
They don't have a choice.
Right.
If you're dealing with, excuse my French, if you're dealing with limp wrists Bobby, who happens to like girls,
right?
You know, I got 3 daughters, and I'm worried at night with the caliber of men when it's their time to go down and
right. Can they find a real man?
I hate to say it like that, but it's
they get married to come out of the closet 6 months later.
You know what I mean? This is the mind.
And with the millennials, it's totally acceptable.
But it's not.
I know it's not.
It's not. And I'm not trying to be hateful when I say
again,
that.
it's their thinking. It's the way they've been since kindergarten. They've been brought this way.
There's a difference between girls and boys.
Most definitely.
All right. When I was a little boy, like I said, I grew up over there in East Soda, the next town over. Okay.
It's a pretty rough town originally.
Yeah. I mean,
I grew up around here.
but see, what I'm saying is that let's say that me and you grew up on the same block, right?
All right.
We came out. There's a toy there. We're playing with. We fight over it. You bust me and sock me on my nose, and I sock you back, right?
Yeah.
We go in the house, we eat lunch, by the time that night, we're best buddies again, right? Not nowadays. We have an altercation, you get the better of me, I'm going to get that gun.
Yeah.
I get the better of you, you're going to get the knife.
Right.
What the hell? That's just shaking my hand. You kick my butt, buddy.
They don't know how to stand up.
It's just like nowadays, you sit out here in the morning, stuff like that, you look at all these.
A perfect example. My grandson and his fiance. Then he called me and said, "Hey, our car's not working. Come and get us tickets to work." I said, "Okay." They work at Nurse Finders. Got a good job. I pick him up at 12 o'clock at night. You know, and I don't hear anything. He's in the back and she's in the front, and they're both on their phones like this. You know, and it's like a 25-mile ride. I'm looking at the road and driving. You know what I mean? And I look over at him and I look back at him and I said, "What are you guys doing?" "Oh, we're talking to each other."
On the phone, you can't turn your doggone body around and talk to me like a human being.
And they're not alone. It's always kids like that.
Well, remember when they had the Pokemon thing out? How I heard a case where 2 guys actually stepped off, climbed over a fence chasing Pokemon. fell off a 50-foot cliff.
Not
then-
going. That's why I call it clowning.
And I've heard of other people trying to catch a Pokemon, walk out in front of cars,
Yeah,
and all kinds of stupid stuff because people,
are distracted.
they don't focus on nothing no more.
What did the military teach you? One of the core things: pay attention to details. Whether you're working on a tank, you're fixing a helicopter, you have to pay attention to detail. It's more than just a notion.
Yeah.
This should not just be a life option. It should be the way you carry your life. You see, like his grandbabies. If they would have been on game, the car would have never broke down. You know why? Because the car would have been getting maintenance.
Yeah.
So we don't have to call grandpa.
Yeah.
And we don't have to look like idiots not being able to communicate anymore.
Yeah.
We don't look past the second. It's like we're playing life, which is really chess. We're not even playing checkers anymore. We're playing straight backgammon. Just roll the dice.
I got Bag Lady to play checkers with me one day.
Choices for the presidential candidates on the Democratic side. Do any one of them fit a leader?
I'm not into socialism. I'm sorry, but
Neither am I. Do any of them fit the program
no,
of capitalism in America? Hell no.
don't face the program.
Bernie says, give it all to them. Give them free education, and free this, free
Well,
that.
everything but
Don't pay that.
reparations for black folks. He's not about that.
No.
But let me ask you a serious question. Why do we have reparations for Jewish people? How many Jews did we kill during World War II?
I thought they were on our side.
No, but seriously, how many Jews did we kill during World War II? Why does the United States of America pay Israel or
I don't get
Jews reparations? We do.
Yeah, but I don't get it. Why?
Because of the fact that the Bible tells us that God will bless those who bless them and curse those who curse them. And to top it off, if you see,
Hold on. Say that again, sir.
I said God will bless those who bless them and curse those who curse them. If you have a little kid sitting there next to you, and you start picking on that little kid, who's going to take his defense? Did you ever see the size of Israel? No bigger in Cincinnati. Everybody's after it. And
Because it's an artificial
yeah,
state.
but most of our stuff that everybody thinks came from China stuff actually came through Israel. So, they're the only country that actually have what they call the Iron Dome, that they can pick these missiles up soon enough to where they warn the people to take cover.
It'd be nice for us to have it with it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because we're slated for deletion, I hate to tell you gentlemen this. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Please don't hate the messenger. Hate the message.
I'll forgive you.
But the United States is slated for deletion.
Yeah.
It is slated because we are slated to become a part of the new
New
liberal
world order.
No, not new world. New liberal world order. It's
Yeah.
a liberal world. What he's talking about, it's okay for Bobby McGuffin to come out. I'm a chick. I'm a 50-year-old chick. And I'm going to go over here to high school and I'm going to take showers with the rest of the girls. That's supposed to be acceptable.
Yeah.
That's not acceptable in my world because, see, it's sort of like the Titanic. Picture our whole nation. We're on the Titanic. Just got hit. Now, I can tell you guys are going to be just like me. Women and children on that lifeboat and we'll be belling. If we can survive, we survive, guys. If we don't, then we die with honor.
Yeah.
We, like you said, who protects that child? Who protects that woman? It's a man.
Yeah.
And how can I protect a child and woman when I'm sitting here, I'm a chick. I get on that lifeboat. You open the door for me. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get upset about this because this is the only country I have. I have no other country to run to. If it gets destroyed, what he's talked about right there about these evil warlords and situations, that's what we're going to have.
One of these days I'm going to get in trouble because I said at Jefferson Barracks, me and 4 other Vietnam veterans sitting there talking, waiting for the bus to come to go to Cochrane. And we're sitting there. I said, guys, you know what I found out? And he says, what's that? I said, I found out how to prove there's no transgender. All of a sudden, you thought somebody threw a grenade in the back pile. I'm out of here. He all disappeared.
Honestly,
but everybody runs from the truth.
How good is has the VA been treating you up there in St. Louis?
Not too good. When you go to
The Cochrane?
Jefferson Barracks, I've had 2 doctors out there.
4 doctors in 9 months at Jefferson Barracks.
It does no good, does it?
4 fucking doctors. I'm so fucking mad. I wanted to tear their heads off.
Yeah.
I did. My doctor retired. They didn't even call me. Tried to get an appointment. They didn't. I went in. The woman never seen me in ever. 15 minutes. You're fine. It's okay. I said, how can you tell what's wrong with me in 15 minutes? All I do is take my blood pressure, listen to my heart, and look at me. Well, sir, that's all the time we got for you today. And I just look at her and say, we got a real problem. An Indian doctor. Really? I come unglued on her. You know what I mean? I went out and went, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I said, you don't have a doctor call me within a week. One of my personal friends' son, he's my friend too. He is the CEO of United Steel in Vietnam, building the biggest power plant in the world for them in the East.
Really?
I'm giving him, yeah, fact. I'm giving him a call. And I'll tell you what, he's always the guy you see with the big red tie standing next to Trump about 2 tables over. And I says, you'll get a call, I guarantee you.
No.
Week later, they called me and said, come on in. We'll take care of you. I got a doctor saying things. Well, you're going to get a permanent doctor in about 2 weeks. I said, you mean I'm traveling another 50-mile round trip to come here? Well, yeah. So I went back and then, well, I really like you and we'll take care of you. And they gave me a little bit more time. But I'm on 3 doctors. 2 were there the second time. And then here I'm waiting for the 4th time. And it's been since, almost September of last year.
That's unacceptable.
Well, it's like
No, it's totally unacceptable.
that's like I
I
went
mean,
up
he
there.
was there on ground.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
you know,
I was there. I was
Well, it's the
there.
same thing. I got the big argument down at, I got thrown out of the Social Security office. Yeah, I did. I had
exercising freedom of speech.
yeah, exactly. I got, because I had to go to anger management. They sent me to anger management to VA because I was so pissed. But they know I got PTSD and I can flip real quick. You know what I mean? It's like, I see some shit and they know I see some shit. Some in there standing up, you know what I mean? I said, look, I'm a combat vet wounded. I get $1,100 a month total with my Social Security and everything. And I said, how am I supposed to live on that? And, I said, well, sir, that's the way it is. I said, you don't stand up for people's rights or nothing. Oh, no, we have to dole out what's given. So I said, okay. So I'm arguing and fighting, and then security guard comes over and gets me, escorts me out the door. So I get my shit back together again, and I go back, and about 2 weeks later, I'm going to go at him again. You know what I mean? So I'm standing up there in line, you know what I mean? And I go up to the window to talk to the lady. And next to me is, I'm not racist or anything, believe me. And a Muslim couple just been in country for 6 months with their 2 kids. And it goes just like this. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I get my new house in Chesterfield and 2 cars, and you guys give me $3,600 a month to live on. I don't have a job. I can't find one. Nobody wants to hire me. And how am I gonna live when my house payment and my 2-car payments come out to $3,400? I only have $200 left to buy food. Mr. Mouth here goes, get a fucking job or go back to your own country and let them support you. How about that? Oh my God, that was bad.
That's what got you kicked.
Yeah. But it was my feeling from my heart. It's like, he's never done nothing for this country. He's been there 6 months, he's getting $3,500 a month.
And you're getting $1,100.
I spent 18 months in Vietnam because I did a double tour over there because I didn't want to leave my friends. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. You know what I mean? Like, if you're in the field and you fight with them guys, you know what I mean? You know what's going on. They got a better chance of surviving than
this lunchbox Charlie over there.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And this is what I fucking get. You know what I mean? That's just, something's wrong.
You know what's wrong? I'm going to say what's wrong. What's wrong is if you was in his country, whatever country it could be,
You wouldn't be there.
you wouldn't be there. Let's say that you start, the sheik who's around this country, bullshit. I only get 2 dinars a week.
Yeah.
Here's you
We'll
want to
try
get.
and get in this. Try to become a citizen of Mexico.
That ain't
Try to
happening.
be a citizen of any foreign country.
China. Try to be
Yeah.
a citizen of China.
Here's what blew my mind here about 3 or 4 weeks ago. They sat there and these people were burning the American flag and they never said nothing freedom of speech.
No, is the
6
flag
guys.
was run? Like,
Yeah.
were they burn it because the flag needs to
Yeah.
be burned?
No.
The flag code? Were they doing it to make a political
No,
statement?
they'd lay it down and set it afire or something like that.
Where?
But now these 6 guys, it's on the internet on there too, but these 6 guys seen these gay flags, took them down and burnt them. They got 12 years in prison.
Look, can I tell you something? If we were in California right now, to show you how the hate crimes work.
Yeah, I've been to
If
California.
we're in California right now, some obvious homosexual can run and call me a nigger. Fuck you, nigger. If I was to call him a faggot, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
I'm getting a $200 fine and possibly a month in jail right now. He can call me a N-word nigga, whatever, all day long.
Yeah.
Do you see how they always use black folks, they always use my people to get the most heinous, perverted, the most twisted of people's rights and privileges.
You know, the Bible talks about the last days when they're going to take, they're going to call, yeah, because the Bible tells in the last days like that it's going to call good bad, evil, and evil good. Yeah.
Yeah. What do they tell you right now? When you ask me about the Democrat, they say you should vote for the lesser two evils. I say hog wars. People like him, people like you, people like my father, my brother, and myself, if I wasn't separated from the Air Force at the time, took an oath at the damn, when you went down to the meth station down there in St. Louis, you raised your arm there. No one held a gun to your head. No one said we're going to hurt your family. You did that because you love this country. You did that because you know what it's about. You know that this nation is your opportunity.
Yeah.
If you choose to work. Now, you won't want to work. I get it. You be lazy or whatever, but you're not going to get nothing from it.
I want to ask you a question.
What's that?
I've been trying to find a black man I can talk to. Could you tell me about Martin Luther King? Because it seemed like when I was a kid, I grew up in a racist background. I'll be honest with you. But the thing is every time Martin Luther King would go speaking, there would always be riotings. Well, I found out later in my life now that it was actually Jackson and Al Sharpton was stirring up the trouble behind Martin Luther King, and he was one getting accused of causing all the rioting.
Okay, let's break it down. There's a couple.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
That's huge. All right, now for one, we got to look at the reality that Martin Luther King represented what? A fight back against white domination, white male oppression, racism for the layman. Okay. But that's not the deal. Unfortunately, there is a dollars and cents aspect to racism. There just is.
Yeah.
All right. Now you can mix it up with religion. You can mix it up with, I just want to keep my race, my blood pure. But it comes back to an economic representation for that to respect you.
Yeah.
No, seriously, if you don't have no money, you're not expecting women to submit to you. Submit to you for what? Your personality?
That's why I'm single.
Have a better personality than you. You have to have economic viability. You have to have some sort of, in other words, as a man.
That's why I'm single.
well,
no money, no honey.
No. Someone says good if you do it for the right reason. Listen, too many people are out here having babies for one they shouldn't have. And to go back to your question with Martin Luther King, one of the things he said right before he was shot, he said that the thing he regrets was basically sending his people into a burning house, the black race. But the sad thing about it, the house was already burning.
Yeah.
See, until we come to the realization that, like you said earlier, remember what you said earlier, that most white people are going to look at the whole ideal of racism, or not racism, but reparation, as like repayment for slavery. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
My grandparents might have been there. My father's father might have been there, but I wasn't. So, are you getting compensated for your grandfather's work? Your dad, when he was alive and when he was working, are you getting compensation for his work? So then, why would I get compensation for that? Now, what we need to do, like, let's say that you had let's say that you own that bank over there, Enterprise Bank and Trust. You was actually now, if I went over there, reasonably intelligent man, and have some moral values, I'm not the same, but I wanted to get a job. I'm like, sir, I would like to work for your company. I'd like to make you money, and I won't steal from you. I'll be here on time. I'll do a good job for you. And he just looks at me just because I'm wearing this full body tattoo, and he's like, no, I don't think so, bud. And then you get this other guy, though. Yeah, buddy, I look like him. Yeah, buddy, I work for you, but I'm working in there for myself. It's whatever he pays me and all I can steal. I'm taking, banknotes and I'm hiding stuff here.
You remind me of a guy I worked for over at Bemis Bag over in Trenton over there. We was sitting there. He was the operator and I was the assistant. Mm-hmm. And we was sitting there and the paper all broke out. And I seen him running off, so I figured he had to go to the restroom real quick. So while he's gone, I was threading the paper up. And then when he come back, he sit there and looked at me. He says, I threaded the paper. You might want to make sure I got it in the right spots. He says, you threaded the paper up? I says, was I not supposed to do that? He sat there and says, well, I didn't think you would. I says, why? He goes I said, look, buddy, if you got a problem being black, that's your problem. I got no trouble being a white boy. Me and him hit it off. We became pretty good friends.
See, that's what I'm trying to see. This is what this country is supposed to be about. We're not supposed to be scared to talk to each other. We're not supposed to be scared to have real conversations with one another. Yeah. We're not. What it is, when you look at the way that every empire falls, how does it fall? How did Rome fall?
Within.
There it is. It wasn't conquered. Well, it was later conquered by the Gauls and whoever. But it started when us men, I can't talk to you because you look scary. I can't talk to you because you might not like me.
It's division. It's divided by.
Everybody's out for themselves nowadays.
And we got back to that. Now, we might not have to inbreed and all that and whatever, but we got back to just, look, my freedom relies on the fact that you have freedom, relies on the fact that you have freedom, relies on the fact that all three of us will fight an outside force to solidarily keep our freedom going. We lost that, man. And now it's supposed to be, I'm going to roll with the Chinese. I'm going to do some investments, and when this thing collapses, I'm going to go over there and live like a king.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Well, that class have no
loyalty.
Well, you
loyalty themselves. Yeah, they anytime they're in trouble, they kill the people that oppose them.
Stop it. The Clintons, we can't prove that the Clintons killed anybody.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein had it coming.
Yeah, exactly.
The tape got lost.
I still got people missing.
Yeah, and American people see that, and it's like, these are our leaders.
We're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Most of us are absolutely overwhelmed, and the other ones we just don't listen. We breed a lot of ignorant people. We really do.
We do.
We really do.
You sit
It's
out
sad.
here today. You sit out here in the morning. You watch when school starts.
I'd hate to throw them out in the field. These kids today, really. I mean,
Make them work. That's a human right violation. You can't make me get calluses on my hands.
a while back, my buddy
Baby.
was a DI in Fort Ord. You know what I mean? And he says, if they get all shook, they got a card they can pull up and say, if I'm stress card, I can't take it.
What?
Yeah. I said, what do you mean?
Do you still get paycheck? Because that stress card become, I'm stressed. Except
I
for
said, what do you
payday.
mean? I'm on the
not
field
stressed.
in a fucking firefight. I'm gonna throw my card up.
It works. Don't
Yeah.
you know ISIS will respect that?
Yeah.
Oh, don't cut his head off. We'll get the other guy there.
Yeah.
You know that.
Well, it's like trying to. It's like trying to.
Yeah, I'm done with the trade.
It's like trying to buy
the
Iran and Iraq with money, trying to get them to
Listen,
follow us.
What's wrong with respecting a hard work? Not everybody's going to be the head of the bank. You literally got to have somebody out there sweeping off the lot. What's so wrong with working with your hands? Why do you think people look down on a guy who
You got
works with his
80%
hands?
of the college graduates can't get a job and they're flipping burgers at McDonald's.
Even
got no
that,
trade.
even that's honorable.
Yeah.
No, as long as you're
anything.
doing that,
If you're working.
and you have your head up high,
Yeah, and
you're
you've got
taking
a
care of your
positive
business.
attitude.
Yeah. What's wrong with
It's
that,
America.
dog?
You're supposed to be able to work your way out of that. And up, and up, and up, and up.
But you can. The only thing that limits you is you.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm
No,
not
I get
naive.
it.
There are some people out there, they see you doing good, they knock you over the head and they take your shit. I get that.
Right.
But if we start, like you just said, with that attitude, if we change the way we think.
I got back from Vietnam and got out of service, CTS, finally in 71 after bad time.
1 year before I was born.
I started my company down in South St. Louis, Sports World. Probably heard of me. It was the biggest import place in the
Was it?
Midwest. Sports World, import salvage.
No. I mean,
I had
well,
7
was staying
guys
out
working
here.
for me for 35 years. My second year in business, I was starting almost $2 million.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Back in those days.
Yeah. There was no toy. I was racing Formula cars.
Now, where did you grow up at?
South City, St. Louis.
So you're a St. Louis guy.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'm a city boy.
yeah. So you remember like I worked with a guy. I used to drive for Weiss down there in DeSoto before it closed down. But I talked to a guy, Jim Wood, and he's from the city. He used to tell me about the stories how he used to sneak into the Kill Auditorium. There was like you can jump on this roof, and sneak in and see all this stuff, and it's like people don't understand. They always when I meet people, I always assume like I'm from the city or whatever, but I'm a country guy. But the thing about it, when you look at the times from where you grew up back then, all right, and the caliber of dudes that you were running with up there in St. Louis, I mean, I'm sure many of them already passed on to glory. What is your honest opinion about the young men today, even down here in the country?
They ain't got it.
What do you think happened? There's too much coddling, or
Again, I'm going to go back to the education.
you just think people are just overeducated? That sometimes we just
It could be.
you need to put your head down and
I
just
don't
work.
think it's overeducated. I think it's in the direction of the education, or where they lead them to think.
Yeah, I will agree with you. A lot of those liberal, not only professors but psychiatrists and medical people, were basically brought into Operation Paperclip. They were really Nazis, and we gotta be honest when we're talking about the Nazi ideology. Yeah, it's not American. They want to see this country destroyed, just like the Neo-Confederates.
Well,
they want to see this nation destroyed.
It's like John Soros. I don't know how they let that guy get away with what he does. You know he owns Progressive Insurance. Fact.
Damn.
Now that's some money.
Yeah, that's some money. Residual every month.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's bound and determined to turn this country totally socialistic. You know what I mean? And but what the millennials don't get, I keep arguing with my grandson and some of his friends. It's like, dude, look at Venezuela. They try to take socialism on. They were one of the most profitable, nice vacation spots in the world, making all kinds of money. And now, 2 years after that, and what are they? Begging for money? They're all in the streets, living like California.
Mm-hmm. You know, reason why?
100,000 people on the streets.
I'm not gonna bust my ass, bro. I'm not gonna bust my ass while you and your chick sit over there in the house, just drink and party, do whatever the fuck you gotta do. I'm not gonna do it. And you know what? Most decent people out there ain't gonna do it. You know, reason why? It ain't my place. I'm not your daddy.
All right. Well,
you're your own man. No, not you personally. I'm just saying.
No, I know. I get it.
You're your own man. See, people, like you said, you gotta get to this point to where you respect the responsibility of manhood. It's good to come home and you're the king of the castle, right? But
Every castle has a king.
Yeah, but you gotta slay some dragons.
Yeah.
Sire, you gotta go out there and slay some dragons.
Right.
You just can't be the king
My whole
pretender
problem
to the
with society
throne.
right now is like Nancy Pelosi. Okay.
Mob daughter.
Yeah. Maxine Waters and all them. Those people
Don't live in the district she was elected in. But that's not unusual.
Exactly. But you look at their districts and you look at them and
That's
they're
shit.
worth millions and millions of dollars on the books. How much more are they? And they all come from crime families. You look up their history.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you guys donate some of your own money and fix your neighborhood up?
We got to send you back up there and get your mind right up to the VA. Yeah, but that's crazy. That talk could get you bad damn dollars.
I know.
Pow. You know, I mean, listen, we can talk about the homeless. We can talk about guys with their pants down. We can talk about lazy men, but we cannot talk about those rich criminals.
No.
If you talk about them, you might as well be talking about ISIS.
You're going to commit suicide.
You know,
Shot yourself 4 times in the back of the head.
You know, the sad thing about it, I have a 3%er buddy down there at Henry Guns and
What'd
Son.
you call him?
He's a 3%er. He's a patriot. He believes in the Constitution, believes that we should have Second Amendment
That's what
rights.
the Democrats are trying to shred, too.
We-
I don't care. I'm not afraid to see it.
You should be.
First thing they
Where's this
do-
is George Orwell time?
First thing they do is lock me up in jail and charge
It's
me
almost
rent.
1984.
Oceanica. You know, no, but see, the sad thing about it, it's sad that here in the United States that we actually have to monitor the way we speak.
Well,
Yeah.
That we can't be honest. We can't be, because we have a rich history.
That's what gets me in trouble.
We have a
Well, you know,
rich
what kills
history.
me, I see it in the real world. I drive the train through the VA, the 40 and 8, the big blue train, see all the parades.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the driver.
Cool.
Yeah. And I do all these parades for Make-A-Wish Foundation. I go up there and take kids on.
So you work with the Shriners
Yeah,
right, as well.
Yeah. I take all these poor kids that are on their deathbed for rides or restaurant. You know, I do the big thing in the city for the past, for the St. Patrick's Day and all that. I get them kids off. We go like, take them on rides for the Christmas party. And we donate 1,000 hot dogs, 500 hamburgers, chips, sodas. And you know, because they got nothing. They live in a little house somewhere. They never see nothing, never knew that. The only thing they know is that phone. So when I give them that ride on
I
that
think
train,
it's me, young
it's
man.
the most wonderful thing in the world.
Excuse me,
My
sir.
point being is that
Is it me? My
like
deodorant
when I
wear
do
off
these
again?
parades, like for
No.
Florissant,
Everybody has to wear all my friends, but I said I didn't wear no
Just
deodorant today and they took
last-
off.
that's a
Oh, that's what I always tell them.
I mean, if there was 2,000 people out there lining the streets for the vets, it was one. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous.
Right.
I mean, it's nobody, no street decor, don't give a nothing. So then I went and did one up in Florissant, probably 10,000 people.
Wow.
Big difference. You know what I mean? It's like they got more about what America's about than they did down in the city. You know what I mean? It's like something wrong with the scenario. You know what I mean? It's like
It's that education. We just can't. There ain't no change. We keep on going back to not education, but indoctrination.
yeah.
Indoctrination. And I don't mind indoctrination
You know,
as far as
They're willing
patriotism.
to give the country
But when-
away, thinking it's going to get better, and they're going to get everything for free, like Bernie Sanders wants to do, and Warren, and all that. You know, the $7 trillion health bill and all that bullshit. You ain't got the fucking. It take 20 years to pay it back.
We're still paying on loans from World War One, by the way.
Exactly.
That's why our phone. That's why you see on your phone the tax for your phone.
Yeah.
That's a tax from World War One. Listen, the Bible says this: by the sweat of your brow, you're gonna have to basically make a living down here in Eden, on earth. You're gonna have to. There is no way around it. I'm sorry. They just said. Just cut to the chase. There is no way to make it work without work.
Well, remember
There
when,
is no way.
All right.
remember when Bush was running, second Bush like that against Kerry?
Mm-hmm.
Remember John Kerry says, if I become president, we give everybody free insurance. And Bush looked at him and says, where are you going to get all this money?
I print it.
Bernie Sanders saying the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
And no
He's talking
responsibility.
out his ass. Sorry.
Well, but what does that do? He's buying votes with
trying
your
to buy
money.
votes,
He's
yeah,
trying to buy vote with yours,
That way they
yours,
can't change
mine,
it.
theirs, his,
Well,
the
that's-
taxpayers'
that way they
money.
can't-
Well, that's why they're so big on immigration. They're gonna get all these people in. They're stupid. That's more votes.
Listen, somebody I forgot one was talking about homeless people, or maybe another conversation.
Another conversation.
But as long as we have homeless people, we really shouldn't be bringing in people. We really should put people to work.
That's my.
All right. Now, if you don't want to work, if you don't want, listen. This is the way it should work. I'm sorry. We got old boy over here, 30 acres, need this corn pulled. All right.
Right, get over
You're
it.
on fucking welfare. You're on whatever.
Yeah.
All right? If you want that check, you want those fucking fees.
Step up to the plate.
You're gonna step up. We're gonna bring. No, we'll bring you. You don't have a car. We know you don't have a car. We're gonna bring you a bus like a school. You're gonna get your ass on the bus.
All right.
And
Go to
you're
work.
gonna go to work.
Yeah.
Now, oh, you need childcare? You bring the kids with you so they can see mom and dad working.
You know
Yeah.
what?
Get it in her idea. You gotta work.
But no, because you know what's gonna happen. I'll get out there on that farm. Oh, I twist my ankle. I gotta sue. I gotta sue.
Oh my God.
You must know my brother.
Stop.
Insane.
You're not gonna get a Christmas gift talking like that.
It's insane.
You know that.
Well, I think when I was 8 years old, this is something you don't see no more. When I was 8 years old, my mom says, Roger, come here. We went outside the house, and she says, here, I'm going to show you how to start this. You set this switch here, and you pull this cord, and it starts. Now I'm going to walk to the end of the yard, and I want you to come straight to me with it. It's like that. So I cut it straight down. She says, now you look down that line, and you follow the lawnmower right straight down that line. Like that. And then when you do that all the way across till you get to the house. I says, okay, so I did it all. I got done. She says, good job. I says, thank you. She says, now go cut the neighbor's yard.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
I mean, you say out here when school started, you look at these cars, the vast majority of kids, where did people get money by these kids' cars? My dad told me I could have a car if I could pay for it, the gas
Yeah,
insurance.
some of these kids have nicer cars than working men and women out
And
here.
some of them got cars they shouldn't have.
And I'm not jealous of nobody. If you work
No, I
hard,
ain't
you
jealous,
have to
Steve.
Do what you gotta do.
I mean, these young kids it's like that. I mean, I was stupid when I was young. You give me a car with a hot engine in it.
I will show you how it looks wrapped around the tree.
Yeah, my dad would show me how it looked.
Nice there.
My dad would show me how it looked without wheels.
I had 3 paper jobs.
Huh?
3. Sold the Morning Globe.
Did you?
And Saturday and Sunday night. And
Yeah. Wasn't you scared of
gotta have a
gangbangers, on the streets? Or Mr. Fighting? You can't fight, young man. You just got to get beat down and call the law.
That's what always kept me in trouble.
See, that's one. See, your attitude. A lot of people would be like, "Oh, because you're a bigger guy." No, he saw mean and burden. No, he's not fucking mean. No, he's not mean and burden. What he is a man exercising his achievements. He has done a couple of things in his life. Had a successful business. Been, you know what I mean. But then people are gonna see even you.
A lot of
You know.
times I
yeah, I was
talk
knocking
myself-
down like in the 6th grade. I was knocking down $110 a week selling papers. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money back then.
Yes, for a little kid.
65?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I used to talk myself out of trouble when they was bigger than me. I'd sit there in high school and this big guy come over there, planted his foot on my foot. I said, would you please move your foot? And he said, just what do you think you're going to do? I said, well, I'm going to shove you off if you can't move your foot. And he sat there, he says, ooh, you got me scared. I said, you know, I'm going to tell you something. If I whoop your tail, I got to fight everybody you fought. If you whoop my tail, you're going to look stupider than you already look. Because you can't pick on nobody on your own side. You have to pick on somebody half your side. And the guy got mad, shoved me, walked off. I don't know whatever kept me out of the brigade service either.
Now, what was your two ranks? What was your ranks?
I was just a seaman at ship's barber. I cut up.
Second lieutenant.
I actually gained more respect for
Got
him.
the field commission.
The only officers, I mean, I had, like I said, I was telling when I first met Greg, when I first came in here, I do like an internet show. Young people, I've talked to a Canadian, I interviewed a Canadian Prime Minister of Defense, Paul Hellyer, interviewed Major General Peter Gravitz, and then a guy that comes on, Mark Manheim. He was a Mustang infantry major in the Marine Corps, you know. So, you know, and then I had my family, like I said, my dad, he was not Vietnam, but Korea. He was a corporal. And then I had a brother who was a petty officer in Vietnam. Oh, also I talked to Senior Chief Don Shepard, who's a retired Navy senior, just an awesome guy, man. You remind me a lot of him. This kind of way you look too. If you guys if you ever go on YouTube, dude, check out well, here, well, I would pull it up later. But
Yeah, I
Don
got
Shepard.
commission. I got busted that job. I'm sick.
Still,
You know,
that's
Yep, you got that honorable
I'll tell you what I
conduct.
did. I was at an FO and a library sergeant always didn't like me. He's always trying to sneak up on me. And I'm the badass. I'm down there, you know, running the show and calling the shots and trying to creep up one of them 20-foot towers. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What I did was because I was always taking fire. And I had a Vietnamese crew down there with a tank right next to me, supposed to be backing my ass up. And every time we get hit, they'd back up about 100 yards and start their fight there while I stood down there and did my fight. But he tried to creep up on the tower one night, thought I was sleeping, and what I did was the tower's got sandbags all the way around on the inside. I took out the first 3 rows of sandbags on one side, poked the hole between the boards, and I'd lay in there like this, you know, sniping at him. And he thought I was sleeping. Bad move. Crawled up there, didn't say nothing, didn't announce himself, put his head over the top. And I heard him coming, but I knew where he was, but I didn't care. I called him, knocked him 20 feet to the ground, broke his shoulder, broke his arm, fucked him up.
And that was your sergeant.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you don't do
But
it.
I told his Colonel Wolf Larson, I wore a red beret, you know what I mean? I was a bad boy. And I told him, I said, look, he creeped on me. As you know, he's lucky I didn't kill him. I let him slide. And he said, well, Steve, you can't do this, you can't do that. He said, well, what are you going to do? I said, well, you just give me a fucking field commission 3 weeks ago.
We gotta take that back.
He said, you already gave you a Bronze Star and a V device. You know what I mean? He says, one thing I can do is bust you back to E6 and we'll let it go with that. You won't long be in jail. I said, I'm good with that. That's fine. You know what I mean? So it was what it was. He said, but I tell you what I will do. He says, I'll send you to Vung Tau for 3 days. Go down there and
That's your R&R.
in-country R&R. China Beach.
No, have you considered, either one of you guys considered going back to Vietnam as a tour?
No.
Because you know a lot of vets are doing
My
that.
buddy, I told you about my buddy, his son. He lives in the Hanoi Hilton. He's got 7 bodyguards while he's building that plant over there.
I've never been on ground.
I don't know, man, about that just be too, for me. Like I said, I've known so many Vietnam veterans, and
Anybody but 8 cents will go back.
I don't know who, you know, that'd be like sending somebody, a Jewish guy, to Dachau. You know, I don't think nobody would really want to go to that.
I really, I never, I don't know. I couldn't go back anyway, but I was fortunate I was on a ship. I wasn't on ground. But yet, even on the ship.
Now, did you ever step foot? Like, didn't the ship come into port in Vietnam?
No, we was there for supplies for Vietnam. We was in Da Nang Harbor. We was taking and putting gun barrels on ships, giving them shells and stuff like that to go fight again. And
Talking about those little PT boats that go off the river
oh
and
no,
shit.
not just them. It was the tin cans too.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. We and then our captain, he wanted to get done because we were supposed to be there 2 weeks. We managed to do our job in 1 week, and the captain decided he was going to go to North Vietnam up there and deliver a generator. And when he called the admiral up there, that admiral told him to get his butt out of there before they blow him out of the water. We got no business being up there. I happened to be outside the ship that same night. I didn't know about it, but I happened to be outside the ship, and I was looking off at the ground and across the red trees, like that you can see red ribbon across the top of the trees at night.
What does that symbolize?
That was gunfire.
Oh, shit.
You could see them fighting over there, stuff like that. And I'd almost sorry. I would cry because you couldn't do nothing for them.
Sorry about that, brother.
Well,
Brought up some memories, guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring up any bad memories.
No,
or anything
I
like that.
wish the bad was out.
sometimes we
You know
have
what,
to
that-
talk about things. Nobody
Somebody
wants,
first back hops love to play too.
nobody wants to hear.
Who I was.
Nobody wants to hear it anymore.
But see, that's what this is all about. Because this is here's going to go on the internet and everybody in the world's going to hear it.
Do I get paid for this?
This is sort of like organ donation. I'm the doctor. Now, it'd be unethical for me to pay you guys for your organ, but it's totally ethical for me to make money when I put it in somebody.
Yeah, one of the jobs I had when I was there is I get up every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning and drive down to Play Crew from 71st, which is about 2.5 clicks of a Jeep.
How dangerous was the road?
What road?
I went out to pick up the interpreter and the female Vietnamese doctor every morning. Was my job.
Why didn't they just have them locate on the base?
That's the way they wanted it. Just thinking.
Put somebody in danger going down that
That was
fucking
me.
gauntlet
Yeah,
of death?
I was expendable. You know what I mean? But they wanted to show the Vietnamese people and the populace that we were trustworthy of them watching out for the people. And I was sacrificial.
If
You
you
know
ever
what I
been,
mean?
How did that make you feel as a human being? Knowing that you're just cannon fodder.
All I can tell you is when I come out of that gate, it's full pedal to the metal. And I drive through the middle of Play 2 and the garbage be flying. You know what I mean? The garbage be up on both sides. And I throw them in the back and say, let's roll. We'd flip it around and away we go.
Yeah,
And
the
I did that every morning for about 5 months.
Yeah,
You know, but I carried a 16 and a 44 and a fucking, you know, my big knife.
shame. I did. Hardest thing is when they
And I
came home.
put a caps a couple of rounds at people. I didn't really knock them off or nothing. Not like that. Show them that I would fuck with, you know.
Yeah, the
But,
hardest thing was when these guys
It
came home.
had its benefits as well. I'm gonna say to you.
That ticked me off because when you guys came home it's like that, these people spitting at you, throwing rocks.
I come home the first time and landed in St. Louis International, and
Back when we had TWA.
I was spit on.
Man, why do you knock the shit out of that fucking
Because they
scumbag?
couldn't have given orders.
Oh, just knock the fuck out of me.
You know what I mean? It
I mean,
pissed me,
think about it, you
it
know.
pissed me off so bad that I didn't even go home. I called my colonel and said, I can't stay here. I said,
Where
I
you
gotta
go?
I gotta go somewhere else. And he said, well, just jump on that military plane. Where do you want to go? And I said, I want to go to Australia for 30 days. This is done.
Why? So you still be on that side of the world still?
No,
I'm-
because Australia had a whole different way of thinking back then.
well, how,
They were very patriotic.
Were they?
Oh yes. She was
but they're a
married.
different damn country.
Didn't matter.
But if you was
Some
in
people,
yeah,
they're a whole
treat you
different
like
ball
kings.
game over there.
They
At
treat
that time.
military guys
You could
like
walk down the
kings.
middle of their streets at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the milkman would be pushing a cart, and you get a bottle of milk and screw around. You know what I mean?
Really?
Nobody
They treat,
bothered
they
you.
treat
It was a
military
whole different
personnel
ball
like
game.
kings.
Oh
wouldn't
yeah, it
they?
was a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
It was pretty neat.
So then what the hell? Where's the disconnect over here then? How come our milkmen are like scumbucket?
Because of their upbringing.
Because of John Kerry and Ted Kennedy started twisting things around, making us look like the bad guys. And then you got these here guys that were too lazy to work.
Jane Fonda the two.
Yeah.
With the whole
Jane Fonda.
looking through the
She
thing.
almost got a bunch of guys killed because when she went to Hanoi, she went over there. Yeah, went over to visit the prison camp.
I mean, it was so good. Why'd you go over there and become those people?
Yeah, these guys.
That was my point.
Yeah, and these guys gave her. They gave gum out to them. Well, they took and wrote their names on it, so they take it back, let their family know they're still alive, and stuff. Just before she left, she gave it to the commanding Kong. Almost got him killed.
See, what you were saying about Australia and the patriotism, said that they would call you, sir, a baby killer. But who advocates for abortions in this country?
Yeah, exactly.
Liberals.
Yeah.
Who
Well, they're
advocates?
the root of all evil.
You know, but you guys, don't forget, you're the bigoted white man hater. You're
Yeah.
the racist scumbag. But I ain't heard either one of you guys talking about, this person needs to die. Let's ensure that these people can, because public housing, for instance, Section 8, public housing, right? One of the biggest crimes of shit ever devised.
Section 8, they need to be put out of the service.
They can't
They
now.
won't-
There's
no.
just too many women on it. Too many women and children. Where's these babies and women gonna go?
Right.
Think about it.
We have our own people we need to straighten up and take care of, and they keep bringing in more.
Dude, it's like sad.
And what they don't get is the people that they're bringing in ain't the cream of the crop.
Mhm. But you know what? There can't. What did you say in Vietnam? What was you in Vietnam? You was expendable.
Exactly.
That's what our duly elect. Now, I don't believe in going against our government. I am a patriot. I believe in our duly elected government. I will, something that was crazy happened. I'm fighting for America. I'm fighting for my government. But they're looking at people. Unfortunately, our leaders are looking at people as expendable, and that's not right.
No,
That's
it's
not
true.
right.
Well, see,
But,
that's
you know, it's by the same token. We need a kind of a crazy up there running a show right now to show them that we got balls. Obama put us in a bad place when he tried to buy loyalty with $800 million. You know what I mean? And,
Does that ever
and
work?
country
Does buying loyalty ever work?
money? You can't buy friendship with money.
You can't.
And even at any level, even if it's a dollar with your buddy and a kid,
Iran
it ain't gonna
hated guns
happen.
anyway.
So they're using that money now. They're
Built
using
nuclear
that money now
warheads.
to buy arms and shit to fight us with, at different levels. You know what I mean? But I never could get, and it's like very unrespected.
You know the reason why you can't get it, and it's tough for me to get it too. We just don't want to acknowledge that we've been duped, and we actually have a fifth column inside this country hell bent on destroying us. Now, once you accept that as reality,
Right. Then you can fight the
then
problem.
now we can fight the problem. Now we can come together and work. This is the enemy. This is the target.
Right.
Let's zero in and let's deal with it.
Well, the Democratic Party has gone
This
socialist, is Marxist, communist. I mean, they're just way out of the program.
That's what's so funny.
They ain't got a goddamn clue.
They won't have a
They
clue.
gave up on their base of their party started with the blue collar worker, the working man. And now where they at? Poor, rich. That's it.
Not only are they poor, they're either hooked on damn drugs or else they become an ultra nihilist. The whole world is shit. It's like,
We don't expect the world
Well,
to
see,
last
that's-
another 5 years, so we're just gonna do what we gotta do.
yeah.
That's
Look,
what-
as a man, you might not see the light at the end of your tunnel, but you are supposed to go down there and kick ass so that the people behind you can walk over your dead corpse as need be to get to the light.
Well, that's what.
Oh,
was so
that's what
funny.
we did supposedly in World War II.
That was.
You know what I mean? We were
yeah.
supposed to fucking get the
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
root for the Bemis. Now they were good. They kicked some major ass. We had balls.
Oh, we had to. We
for
got
sure.
Hitler. He wanted to take over the world.
Right.
You know, when it was.
But we lost the dream.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
what was
lost
so.
the
That was so
dream.
funny.
Well, we lost the dream. And
You're such a sweetheart. I'll tell your husband to give you a big dinner tonight.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
that's right. I don't know his phone number. Too bad, too sad. You lose.
I'll call me over it anyway.
There you go. No, that's what was so funny because all this they're criticizing Trump because he used a drone to go in and take out a leader from Al Qaeda who was making plans to hit the United States. But nobody said about Obama when he used 7 drones over there. He used 7 drones to take out.
Another fun fact about Obama that I often educate my viewership. A lot of people are interested in Africa or Canada, the continent over there, but he was the most prolific killer of black people ever.
right.
He killed
His
more
own
black
people hate him in his own country.
Which people? The Indonesia?
Yeah,
let me ask
which country?
let me ask you a real quick question. Who's the richest president of the United States? Who was the richest president ever elected?
You got me on that one. It couldn't be Clinton's.
No,
No, I wasn't Clinton. Might have been one of the Rockefellers.
nope.
No, it wasn't Rocket.
You know who it was? Ding, ding, ding. Now this is coming from my buddy Judge Joe Brown. I don't know if you heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard him on.
Well, he comes on my show all the time. Actually, I can call him up right now. But Lo Santoro is Barry Santoro's father. Lo Santoro was a man. He was in Indonesia. He basically was a SS guy. He ran the death, the death
Death
like
camps.
squad.
Yeah.
No, the death squads. And he became an oil guy. All right. He has a trust fund that is Barry Santoro, aka Barack Obama, and a sister and a brother. Billions of dollars. Obama by far was our richest president ever. But see, the media will never share this information with you
Yeah.
because that goes against the narrative. It goes against.
How does a guy in there that's going on a government-funded college end up with $80 million after he gets out of office?
Because his people had a lot of
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, how does that work?
Plus, heck, Obama
You
wasn't
only have
born
a
there in the United
what's the
States.
No,
president?
but the thing is, he came out of a United States Americans woman. You know, his mom was an American
Yeah,
citizen.
but that don't classify him though. See, they have to be in the United States when they're born to be a legalized citizen.
See, I thought that no matter where, like,
According to
let's take that woman over there.
According to the Constitution, for instance. That's why McCain.
Yeah, because he was born on the naval base. So,
Yeah.
but the naval base is technically United States property.
Yeah.
All right, just like an embassy. We could be in Tehran right now, but if we were in the embassy,
You're
that
still
is
on U.S.
soil. Yeah.
Yeah, but they made that ruckus trying to say.
But then hold on, how can you? If let's say one of my daughters got pregnant, had a baby in I don't know Brazil, okay, just in the middle of Brazil. How come that baby wouldn't be considered a United States citizen when a Brazil chick can come up here, just get across the border, boom,
Yeah.
and
That's
you're an
where
American
the problem
citizen?
is.
How's it?
That's why they call them.
Yeah, you support birthright.
Because you understand the whole reason why that was born, the whole reason why that was made, because after slavery was ended, we had a situation. Well, then how are we going to determine who's the United States citizen and who's not? You know, because a lot of people at the time, black folks were just free. We don't want them to have any type of legal power. We don't want them to have no political power because, rightful as a
But that
person,
was
you
down-
think they're going to kill me.
But that
I
was
just
South.
beat your hell out you for a few 100 years, let you go. What do you think I think you're going to do?
Yeah, but see,
You're just going to sit there, hey, lad.
there's something you got to learn though.
What's that?
That was in the South when slavery was so thick and heavy, because down the South they want to treat slavery like property,
Yeah,
so they can claim a lot, and the North says no. Says you either treat them like humans or stuff. You can't treat them like property because they're people.
Well, the Civil War wasn't really over civil.
It wasn't
race.
Over, it wasn't over racism, like you
Wasn't
said.
over
No,
racism.
it wasn't over slavery.
No, well,
It started in North Carolina. There was some guy wanting to make North Carolina independent from the rest of the country.
succeed from the
It
union.
was all mine.
And then it started there.
But money is what?
Yeah.
The whole thing about it, it's the reason why people confuse that issue with slavery. You could argue it wasn't about slavery, but when you look at every secession articles, they're saying to maintain slavery, which maintains their economic power base. Thus, the Civil War really was fought over slavery because slavery was the engine that ran the Southern economy. That'd be like us saying, what's really common now? Banks. Let's use the banks again. Let's say that I don't know, portion of the union's like, you know what, we want all banks out. Well, how are we gonna conduct business? I go down to the bank, I gotta check my account, I gotta, check the escrow. You wanna take that away from me? No, sir. Well, they kick our ass, and then we start running around with safes, flag for say, the banks will rise again, which we never have to worry about. We'll never have to worry about the bank falling. Yes. But no, actually, I have to be heading out here. I do appreciate this, guys.
It's just sad. See, when I was stationed in Guam, I didn't think that about it. I got kicked out. This is where I didn't know this was when all the racial stuff was going on back here in the country. And there was a black guy that was standing behind me in the lunch chow line. His name was Coleman. And what is funny was he was walking through the line, and I don't know why, but some reason I started humming that song Dixie. I didn't think nothing about it because I just like the rhythm to it. And he sat there and says, "Watch what we sing." And I turned around and said, "What's your problem?" I turned around and went on. But what had happened later on, I come back to the ship one night, and I asked him. He was in bed. He was talking.
I'm gonna use the bathroom. Gonna be gone when I get back, or?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to check this out, do you have something I can write down my YouTube? Do you guys go on YouTube at all?
Oh yeah.
All right. The way to
dog, my dog.
the way to you can you can either type in like one of my videos if you was to type in Don
Should be
Ship.
one of those napkins.
Yeah.
The website on there.
Yeah.
Do I get a refund?
Plus your extra.
I'll write one for you too. Do you do YouTube at all? Do you go online?
Yeah, I like to watch Hallmark.
Oh, stop. This is if you go to the YouTube channel, if you know how to search, just type in this, and this will bring up my show. All right.
I know what I was laughing about though was was standing there, and then a few days later I went off base. I came back on base. Well, him and Schroeder were sitting there talking, and they'd been drinking. And the one guy, when he gets drinking, he's kind of crazy, like most guys, And I sit there and asked him if I could borrow his lighter.
And you can put that in, and that should bring up some videos too.
I asked him if I could borrow his lighter so I could sit there and see my accommodation. He cussed me out and told me he dropped dead. I told him to stick it in his ear. He jumped out of his rack and came at me. Well, next thing you know,
Okay.
I backed into a locker. He turned around just like that, knocked me, not hit me at the same time, right over my neck. And I never said nothing. They come and got him back in bed. And then the next day, everybody sat there and says, I wouldn't have lived in there. I says, first of all, he's not a nigger. First of all, he was drunk. And I've been around drunks, and I know that you can't talk to him. Well,
You can't talk to
yeah.
drunk.
And then the next day, we're staying at quarters, and he comes up to me and says, I heard you're going to whoop my butt the next time I can hit you. I said, look, if that makes you feel like a man, hit me again. I don't care if you're not in a dock basin or a side ship. I'm not going to hit you back. I said, that's what it takes to make you feel like a man. And he looked at me, he says, truth is, I want to apologize. Stuck his hand out. I never shook hands with a black man before. I said, he stuck his hand out and looked and says, it don't come off. So we shook hands. We became pretty good friends.
You know, you have a very interesting, you have a super interesting personality, especially from you acknowledging that you come from racist people, especially the fact that you was raised in a racist situation. You have a very unique personality. Because it would have been very easy for you to get that hand away from
Oh, that's what gets me. That's what always gets me in trouble. That used to get me in trouble with officers. The lieutenant walked behind me one time, almost knocked me in a dock basin. And I says, sorry about that. He says, what'd you say? I said, I'm sorry about it. I thought he's hard of hearing. Because the louder he got, the louder I got. And I'm sitting there, no, it's not. Just come in, stomped off and back on a new sub. All of a sudden, here comes the old D from the quarterdeck. He says, Clark, what's the problem? I said, that moron walks behind me. I almost knocked him in the dock basin. And I told him I was sorry. I said, you say sir? I said, no, he didn't rate it. He says, Clark, don't mess with them sewer pipe officers. I said, I ain't scared of them. What are they going to do? Put me for the next 3 years?
I don't know what you did for a living, but you missed your calling as a comedian. You missed his calling as a comedian, dude. You have a very good wit about you. I like that. You never
I'm used to being in trouble.
You don't know what trouble is.
I was sitting there, I was a freshman in high school.
I am so glad he talked to him. Because when I first walked in there, it was like not that many people here. I came in here, and he mistaken me for somebody. I was like, no, my first time here. I'm so glad you did that.
Yeah.
I am so glad because this, when you think about it, I don't know if you guys, think about evolution science, but you know how many millions upon millions of years it took for this conversation to happen?
None.
You know, it took for me to be born in 1972. I don't know what year you guys were born. You guys should live your whole life, get this life experience.
How old are you?
I'm about a year younger than my brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's 966 Methuselah.
Will you quit?
I'm a 48 model.
48. I'm a 5th model. Yeah, sitting there laughing. My freshman teacher, she's sitting there. I'd just been in high school not long. I'm walking and sitting in class. All of a sudden, here comes a teacher. She comes in arms around me.
All right, buddy. Steve.
See you later, Steve. I got a son named Steve.
Huh?
I got a son named Steve, but I won't hold it against him.
Oh, okay, man. When you used to talk over ATM in French, you know.
There you go. So my son's
It's like double life.
the teacher's going berserk. What? All this screaming and hollering at us. And I turned around, and I was never intelligent. I turned around and said, what are you yelling at us kids for? I thought to myself, I said, what did I just say?
Yeah, what did you just say?
She said, what'd you say, Roger? I said, I didn't say nothing, ma'am. She said, Roger, I want to know what you said. I said, honest, ma'am, I didn't say nothing. Roger, tell me what you said. I says, I would just want to know how your day's going. Roger, that was not what you said. I said, Lord, I'm going to get peddled in high school. And I'm sitting there, and next thing I know, it's just this. I would just want to know why you come in here hollering and screaming at us because you're scared that you're going to have us all crying. The class broke out laughing. She started laughing. She said, now, why do you think I was hollering and screaming? I said, you scared me, and I wasn't doing nothing. I seen her 2 years after I'd been out of school. 2 years to come home on leave. I went down to visit her, and she was sitting there. She says, Roger, you made my year. I says, is that good or bad?
Yeah.
She says, anytime you came in here, you'd always make me laugh because I never knew what you was going to say. You never knew what you was going to say. And I said, I could not get no participation out of none of my classes.
But you.
And you made my year, yeah. I was sitting there, I was like, man, oh, man.
No, I mean, you don't have to share this if you don't want to. What religious faith was you raised in?
I grew up Lutheran, and my sister and me debated, but I basically, my opinion, I grew up in a non-Christian background. But my sister,
Your mom and dad didn't take you to church every Sunday?
well, they did. They took us to Sunday school and dropped us off and went back home.
They didn't attend church?
Yeah. See, my sister and me, you know, and it's not that they didn't care, but my mother, after I got in service, I was on Guam. That's where I come to know Christ. It's like that. And when I shared it with my dad, he didn't hear about the religious life. But whenever I took and I was talking to my mom, she says, well, I'm too old. When I quit cussing and stuff, I'll go to church. I says, Mom, if you can quit cussing, I says, Jesus died for nothing. And she sat there and looked at me and says,
Wow.
well, yeah, then she right back to me and says, well, whenever, let's see, well, I'm too old. I says, Mom, you're 45. There was a man that came forward in church. It was 89, his wife 87. He said he was celebrating his first year birthday.
Wow, being recorded.
Then she right back. So, well, you know, if I read the Bible, everybody around here make fun of me. I says, Mom, I says, you know, I says, I know that you're home all day and you sit in front of soap operas. Take a Bible, put it underneath your mattress, get it out when you're by yourself, read, starting the Gospel of John, read just a little bit at a time and think about what you're reading. And do that every day. So I did. And then, because I know you got time to do that, and just put it on your mattress. Because the Bible says it's better to be in the closet than out letting everybody know how religious you are.
Actually, you're supposed to be silent. You're not supposed to be, look at how good I am.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be.
Well, she took, and I got out of service. My dad got killed by a drunk driver in January of '74. And then I can't remember what month it was, but Mom took him to accept Christ. She went forward in church, in a Baptist church she said she'd never go to. She went forward in front of the church. She accepted Christ. She was baptized and everything. And then the lady across the street of us, the catty corner, they both got in Bible studies.
And she got energized, and
Yeah.
that's how it works. That's
Yeah.
how it works.
It's
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah, I never could scared. I mean, I just love getting in trouble. I even got a captain mad at me one time.
For what?
Well, they sit there, we had inspection. The lieutenant never sitting there and says, if you guys get hit on a haircut, your liberty will be secured. Well, we had our inspection. Captain's going around inspecting everybody.
Yeah.
And Roger never could keep his mouth shut. I sit there and he hit me on a haircut. What he got done, he
Does
says,
it go too long?
no, this is what's funny about it. I sit there and he says, anybody got any questions? I said, yes, sir. I said, what's regulation on haircut? I'll see you in my quarters. But Lord, I'm in trouble again. So I took and I went to his quarters. I went to his quarters, we're sitting there. What do you mean, what's regulation? I said, sir, we were told if we got hit on a haircut, our liberty would be secured. Who secured your liberty? I'm the captain of the ship. I secured. I said, that's what we was told. Well, he had the lieutenant commander up there. He had the XO up there. Had my division officer up there. Had the chief up there. I'm standing there, 4 or 5 of these guys, and just me. This man told me his liberty be secured if he got hit on a haircut. Oh, no, sir. We wouldn't do that. And he sit there, look, he says, Clark, you're a liar. I says, I'm not a liar. I'm telling you what I heard. And he sit there, says, Clark, you're a liar. I says, sir, I'm not a liar. I says, call the rest of the crew up here. You know, I says, ask them. If they say I'm lying, I'll get on the PA system and apologize. He says, Clark, you're a downright liar. I says, sir, no disrespect, but don't call me a liar again. And he looked at me, and I sit there, I says, call the crew up here. I says, if they say that I'm lying, I'll apologize to this whole ship. He says, you're dismissed, I'll get back at you. Never did get back at me.
Because he went
But the other officers over me, so they walked around me like they was on eggshells.
Because they were liars. They were liars.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. Sometimes I talk myself into trouble fast to get out.
Well, but see, that's the principle thing. I mean,
Well, that's just part of life.
yeah. Just because you got some sort of thing on your sleeve or something on your shoulder,
Yeah.
don't mean that you're going to be man enough. Because at the end of the day, this is all we got. It's
Yeah.
your word. This is what
Yeah.
we have. It's what we say. If it's true.
Well, that's like when I got off the ship and went on Liberty one day. I had to get me some clothes, so I went up on base. I'm going into the PX. This short patrol steps right out in front of me with his white uniform. And he looks at me and says, Sailor, your clothes are dirty. I said, well, if you had to work for a living, you'd be dirty too. And he looked at me and he says, your sleeves rolled up. I said, there's nothing that Blue Jack's manual says I can't roll my sleeves up. But you get your body out of my way, I got to buy clothes. That's why I'm looking like I do. He says, well, I'm going to write you. I said, whatever trips you trigger, but you better spell my name right or we're going to have a problem right here. And he sat there and he looked at me. He wrote me up. And I got back to the ship the next day. A chief, he was Guamanian. He got changed from a first class to chief just before I got there. And me and him were pretty good friends and stuff. But he says, Clark, what is this dirty clothes? I said, Chief, I told that moron to get out of the way because I had to buy clothes. Clark, can't you stay out of trouble? I said, Chief, it just follows me everywhere I go. I said, should I have worn my skivvies up there? And he looked at me and he said, Clark, what am I going to do with you? I said, I don't know. I said, my mom and dad couldn't figure it out either. I just could not stay. I don't know what kept me out of the bridge sometimes. I mean, I had a lieutenant commander walk in my barber shop. So my dad says, is there a chance of getting a haircut? Now, why ask a stupid question? You know, he comes in and I turned around. I looked at it. We're supposed to shut down 3:30, captain's orders. And there's nobody on the list, but it was 3:30. I said, well, sir, I'm supposed to shut down at 3:30. He says, you see these scrambled eggs? I said, yes, sir, I see them scrambled eggs. He says, you know, this here could cause some problems. I says, yes, sir. I said, I'll go ask the captain. He says, we are to shut down at 3:30 or else we'll be in trouble. And he sat there and looked at me. You see who you're talking to? I says, yes, sir, I do. He says, you ain't heard the end of this. I said, I've heard that before. And he turned around and walked off. He came back 3 days later and he sat there and says, is there a chance of getting a haircut? He came back about 2 o'clock. I had nobody on the list. He says, is there a chance of getting a haircut? I says, yes, sir. I says, I've got nobody on schedule. He says, go on and sit down. Tell him to cut his hair and he walked away with a smile on his face.
There it is. Well, I have to get going, gentlemen. It has been, wow, this has been an awesome day.
Thank you all for watching. Please join me on Patreon, where you'll find exclusive material. You can join for just as little as $1 or just as much as 1,000. The choice is yours. Peace and power.